This is Sam and Sarah Kasmer from Elsewhere Brewing Company down in Atlanta, Georgia. We're a brand new craft brewery and restaurant in Grant Park, which is kind of on the south side of Atlanta. First, just want to thank you for even getting this program together in the first place. Last year's been pretty crazy in terms of just getting any business open. But, especially in the hospitality industry, it's been especially challenging. Just kind of a story about us and, how we got to where we're at right now. We signed the lease on our place in May of 2019 and basically spent 2019 raising money for the business, designing the space, developing the recipes for the beer, ordering equipment, and kind of just doing all the normal business things or getting a business started. And we're pretty much ready to start building and get everything rolling in March of 2020 when the world started to collapse. We were actually able we had our building permit already, and we were able to actually get the place built, but just kind of the way that the pandemic hit, our brewing equipment was delayed by 4 months. It was supposed to arrive in April, and it ended up arriving in July. The city of Atlanta closed down their alcohol licensing department from March to August, so we weren't even able to really apply for a liquor license until a month and a half after we were anticipating opening. And so 2020 has just kind of been a survive to get open kind of adventure. We managed to finally apply for our liquor license in August at a point where we were pretty much running out of money, and we ended up working with our local community and started a CSB program to raise about $20,000 in August. That pretty much, we just pre-sold beer, similar to like a community-supported agricultural program, and we're just thankful we have such a supportive community here. We sold 100 memberships to people that we didn't know and had never tried our beer, and we did it in about 2 weeks. It was pretty impressive. But to get open, we ended up opening in October of 2020 at the very end of the month, and we pretty much spent all the money we had to get open and have been just kind of surviving off of kind of the current revenue stream, which is, if you talk to any small business owner right now, it's not great. With the cold winter, the COVID cases spiking, and just generally less demand, it's just been very challenging to just pay the rent and keep the payroll going. So,
Yeah, fortunately, we opened at a point where there was still some warm weather left. People were really comfortable drinking outside. The city of Atlanta had allowed people to take pints, open container to go. That helped us a lot because the profit off of pints on premise is so much stronger than beer to go. Also, towards the beginning of the pandemic, March, April, May, to go was just much more prominent. I think everyone was really trying to only order to go to help small business, but as time has carried on, there's just been a drop in to-go sales, not as strong. And then also with, like Sam was saying, the cold weather coming in, there's still some warriors coming in and sitting outside, but a lot of people are just at this point trying to stay safe and trying to keep the public safe by staying home. So fortunately, we're in the city of Atlanta where there's still some indoor service allowed. So, we spend a lot of our time making sure that staff and customers are safe, spaced out. But still at this point, most people are dining outside. So we've had to kind of invest a bunch of money towards creating a system where we have more industrial size heaters, because our propane tanks that we've been using we're learning are not the safest once it gets cold. They're not meant to be used on a commercial scale. So we've had to put out quite a bit more money to help build a better system conducive to keep customers safe outside, and also trying to invest more money into our canning program. As Sam was saying, we bought just the cheapest canning line we could to get us open, and we're kind of facing a lot of problems with quality control in that way. So we need some help money-wise to kind of get that dialed in and get more reliable product out to our customers in order to keep that revenue stream going.
And in December, we're kind of expecting that, you know, the new PPP loans would hopefully be able to help us out a little bit. But unfortunately, you had to be operating by February of 2020, which, you know, while we were an established business at that point, we weren't generating any revenue. We were just trying to get the building permit and get the business built at the time. So we're kind of at a point now where we're surviving on kind of the week-to-week revenue that's coming in. It's just been very unpredictable. I almost feel like a farmer sometimes. I'm reading the Farmer's Almanac to figure out, is this week going to be a good week or a bad week? But really, we're just looking for some help to keep the payroll going until we get through this.
The community here in Grant Park has been fantastic to us. We're about to do another round of CSB memberships, purchasing beers ahead of time again to help us kind of get through the spring season, which everyone's been incredibly supportive of. But unfortunately, brewery is really hurt during the holiday season without events, because that's really the main source of revenue during holiday season. And obviously no events were allowed this year. So like Sam was saying, we're just trying to keep our staff paid, and keep our rent and our landlord paid, and keep all of our local vendors that have been getting us produce and helping us with services, keep them paid, just to survive through this last stretch,
season
hopefully.
Here, yeah.
So,
but yeah, we appreciate you putting this together, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you down here at Elsewhere Brewing Company after the pandemic. So this is the tap room. It's kind of the inside. Not a lot of people sitting in here these days, but put a lot of time and thought into how we wanted to design this. Kind of wanted it to be like a public house like you would see in England or Ireland or even, you know, New York or Boston. That's the kitchen. We got a full kitchen. We're doing Argentine cuisine. Kind of fell in love with Argentinian food when we were traveling to kind of put this plan together. There's the brew house right here. This is all the fermentation tanks, conditioning tanks, and then there's the brew system itself. Do 10 barrels at a time, which is about 310 gallons. It's kind of it's a pretty small brewery. Some of our canned products right now. And then, yep, most of the people that come in these days are on the patio, which is, fortunately, we have a nice day today. It faces south, so it's probably one of the warmer places in the winter time. But these are the old patio heaters that I'm trying to get rid of because filling these tanks is a nightmare. And yep, just kind of trying to make the patio the comfortable place to be all the time.